Hello, this is Aaron Mean of SG Gaming Info, and it's that time of the year again, the time where I reveal my top 5 games of the year. And so, without further delay, here they are. Number 5. At number 5 we have Ubisoft's Assassin's Creed Origins, a game that takes the franchise to ancient Egypt, a time before the Assassins and Templars. But by the time you finish the story, you will have witnessed the creation of both these factions. For me, the most impressive aspect of Assassin's Creed Origins is its time period. As a fan of ancient Egypt, thanks to Stargate SG-1 and various history channels, I found myself getting increasingly immersed in the world with each new location I visited. In terms of gameplay, Assassin's Creed Origins offered a completely new combat system and a strong focus on RPG elements such as leveling and gaining gear via loot. The new combat system is more challenging but altogether easy to understand, and the RPG element is one of the game's biggest failings, as it has players level grinding in order to meet the level requirements of the story missions. Number 4. As a child, I remember watching Tron several times on TV and VHS, and one part that always stuck in my mind was the disc battle scene, a scene that Tron Legacy did a great job of expanding upon. After watching the disc-based battle, I wished that a game like it would exist, and well, it does, now in CCP Games' VR title Spark. Spark, which I played via the PlayStation VR, felt like I was surrounded by programs as I entered a glass arena and competed against another player in a 1v1 battle. The aim of the game is to hit your opponent with your glowing ball. The idea of the game was fascinating because while it sounded simple, the reality was very different, as Spark tested my reflexes to its limit, as matches would leave me physically exhausted from dodging and blocking the enemy's ball. Spark proved that VR has great potential, especially when it comes to games that require full body movement. I mean, after only 2 matches, I found myself being physically exhausted. Number 3. Nier Automata was a fascinating experience, as Platinum Games provided an exciting action RPG alongside a story that had you asking yourself many questions regarding free will and the nature of the world you inhabit. For many, including myself, Nier Automata's main draw was its combat system, which Platinum Games executed extremely well, from the feeling of achievement as you perform perfect dodges, to how the game changes the combat system from hack and slash to one of a bullet hell shooter or side-scroller. The changes in combat systems were all fascinating, and while there were many, they didn't feel overbearing or unnecessary. The game's story had players play as 3 different androids who are on a mission to rid the world of alien machines in an effort to make the planet safe for humanity. While this is the main plot of the game, the story throws up interesting questions involving the nature of life and how you shouldn't blindly follow those around you. Number 2. At number 2, we have Guerrilla Games' post-apocalyptic RPG, Horizon Zero Dawn. While the game has many typical RPG elements, the game's setting and story elevates the entire experience. Set hundreds of years in the future, humanity as we know it has been wiped out, and what remains are primitive tribes and large robotic-like animals known as the Machines. Horizon Zero Dawn's story focuses on the character of Aloy, an outcast that leaves her tribe in search for her mother. But this search leads to Aloy and the player learning more about the robots that prowl the landscape and how the first ones died out. Horizon Zero Dawn does an excellent job of getting you interested in the world, with its mixture of primitive and advanced technology. Personally, I enjoyed how the game slowly revealed the world and its secrets to you. In terms of its combat, there was nothing more enjoyable than using a rope caster to take down a large machine, and then switching to your bow to hit its weak spot. Number 1. Now, SG Gaming Info's number 1 game of 2017 is Tales of Berseria from Bandai Namco Entertainment. This latest game in the Tales of franchise provides the darkest and most emotion-driven experience to date, with the game's main character Velvet proving to be an understanding and powerful anti-hero. Her actions and motivations are based around revenge, and throughout the story you see that she doesn't care who gets in her way. If she has to destroy an entire kingdom to get her revenge, she will do it. Velvet's wild emotions attract comrades who also have anti-hero tendencies, such as revenge, although some join up with Velvet as they see her as the only way to stop the world from becoming an emotionless void. Tales of Berseria at its core is about emotion versus reason. Velvet's actions are all driven by her emotional need for revenge on those who killed her brother, while the main antagonist Artorias is driven by reason, as he believes that burying one's emotion and using logic is the best way to accomplish his goal of ridding the land of demons. The game also brings up how reason without emotion, or emotion without reason, is a dangerous thing. Besides the story and characters, Tales of Berseria offers numerous side activities in the form of fishing, bursting balloons, and sending your ship out in search of treasure. These little side activities reward players with fashion items, and most importantly of all, materials to improve your armor and weapons. Unfortunately, Tales of Berseria does have a relatively poor combat system. It isn't bad, but it lacks any real depth, which is rather funny as the combat does contain multiple layers. With that all said, I found the combat in Tales of Berseria to be a means to an end, as the combat offered a nice break from the emotionally charged story. And so, there are my top 5 games of 2017. If your game isn't on this list, there's a strong possibility that I might not have played the game, or that my opinions were different from yours. In regards to games that I haven't played, this is why the likes of the new Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Wolfenstein 2, and many other games are not on this list. It is quite possible that if I had played these games, they might have been in this top 5, but we will never know. And so I end this video by saying, thank you for watching, please like, favorite and subscribe. For more gaming information, please visit sggaminginfo.com, and don't forget to like our Facebook page at facebook.com/sggaminginfo. And of course, follow us on Twitter at sggaminginfo. And of course, before I go, I want to wish all of you a very Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year.